I am in Maine vlogging what to do in 24 hours in Maine. So let's go. The first stop of the morning was Holy Donut, which is known for its potato donuts, and they have a few locations in Portland and they're always super busy. I got a glazed chocolate donut. Then I walked around town some, explored the waterfront, and stopped by this cute little coffee art gallery cafe. Next, I got on a ferry from Portland to Peaks Island, which is about a 15-minute ferry ride, and explored some of Peaks Island. I first stopped at the Umbrella Cover Museum, which is a very unique museum, solely made up of umbrella covers from different places, different countries, different themes, etc. And I got a tour from the owner of the Umbrella Museum.
This is my collection of umbrella covers. I'm Nancy III Hoffman. I started collecting umbrella covers about 30 years ago because I was curious. Like, what do people do with their umbrella covers? What do you do with yours?
I couldn't even tell you if I have one.
Exactly.
Probably threw it away.
Right. Probably lost it.
Yeah, exactly.
That's what most people say.
Exactly.
They lose their umbrella covers. They don't think about them.
Right.
So I thought I would be the person to pay attention to
That's so
umbrella
cool.
covers. I started asking my friends and family if they had any, and right off the bat I got two from my friend Becky. She went to her closet. She dragged out umbrella covers. I also ask a few questions, like why did you keep them, what happened to the umbrellas, where did you get them, etc. So they all come in with a story.
Oh my god.
And I keep track. I've cataloged every umbrella cover over the last 30 years that I've collected. I know it's quite a lot of work, but I'm the curator, so I pay attention. Welcome sign, all made out of umbrella covers.
Yeah, that's awesome.
That we should try for the Guinness World Record. We were rejected for 5 years because they don't accept every new category.
Oh, sure.
If you have, somebody has the world record before you, then you can follow them and do what they did. But my category, no. Until they got tired of hearing from me. 5 years later, they made the new category. July 7th, 2012, we did the count. We got the world record, 730.
Oh my god, that's so cool.
Yay. Nobody's beaten me.
Yeah.
Amazing. Yeah. So that's cool.
That's really cool.
Thank you. Thank you. I now have over 2,000 covers that have been donated by people like you.
Wow.
You can find them in your house or look for them on the streets after a rainy day. Our mission statement.
All right, the mission statement, the Umbrella Cover Museum mission statement. The Umbrella Cover Museum is dedicated to the appreciation of the mundane and everyday life. It is about finding wonder and beauty in the simplest of things, and about knowing that there is always a story behind the cover.
That's our mission, our philosophy.
That's so nice.
That's really nice.
Here we go, everybody ready to shake along? Come look at the umbrella covers. They've come over land, over sea. They're sure to impress and amaze you. Their beauty and diversity. Sing along. Umbrella covers, those things that you lose when it starts to rain. Umbrella It's
After visiting Peaks Island, I headed back to Portland, and from there I went to Bite into Maine, which is a lobster truck that has several locations in the Portland area. I had some delicious lobster there, and it was super cute because it was in this outdoor brewery area. After lunch, I met up with my grandma, who gave me a history tour of Portland.
Alright, well, welcome to the tour of Portland. My name's Alicia, and I'm going to be your tour guide on this. And we're going to start with the very hub of the tourist attractions. It's Exchange Street area, or the Old Port. And right now it's real expensive. They rent places by the square foot. But when I first came to Portland many years ago, you could rent one of these buildings for $1 a month. The law was that they couldn't tear it down as long as someone was renting it, so they would just rent it out just so it wouldn't be torn down. Alright, so these buildings here are all 19th century, and in 1866 there was a fire in Portland that destroyed this whole area. After the fire, there was something called the Portland Iron Works, and they rebuilt all the buildings. So what looks like a nice wood building is actually iron at this point, and my magnet sticks to it just fine. As you can see, another building that was a bank. Now it's been a series of restaurants for the last 30, 40 years there have been restaurants in there. But they still have the bank vault in there, so if you stop in there to eat, you can look in the bank vault. They don't serve you in there though, and they certainly don't keep any gold in there. Mm-hmm. The building across the street, you'll notice, has that cannonball in the building, and it's left over from the Revolutionary War. Portland was burned to the ground 4 times. Twice in the 17th century in conflicts with the Native Americans, the French, and the British. Once during the Revolution, an act of vengeance by a British captain named Mowat, and he felt like he was poorly treated when he was in Portland, so when the war came, he made sure to burn the city down. There was good news and bad news about the Great Fire. The bad news, of course, was the fire. The good news was it was in 1866, the year after the Civil War, so the Army had plenty of tents they could send for people to live in. And it was July, and you could live in Maine in a tent and still be pretty comfortable. And just keep in mind that all of this was burned down. The fire was started by some boys playing with firecrackers, and a wind came up and blew it east, and it just swept through the city. Thousands of people were displaced from their homes, businesses. It was a major disaster in Portland. This used to be the Exchange in Portland, and we're going in here because they have this wonderful mosaic on the floor. So we'll go in and look at it. I guess we better ask questions. You can see the floors here look beautiful. It's the Exchange, and you can see that this mosaic has our motto on it, Resurgam, and the fish that are our symbol. So it's quite beautiful, and now of course it's another clothing store. There's the Portland seal, and over there is shipping, because that was so important in Portland, and the old railroad station that was torn down.
For dinner, I went to Leeward, which is an Italian restaurant in Portland. The next morning, to finish off the 24 hours in Portland, I went to a cute bakery cafe breakfast place called Bread and Friends. So, in 24 hours in Portland, Maine, I went to Holy Donut, I walked around the town some, went to Peaks Island, and visited the Umbrella Museum there. Then went out to lunch at Bite into Maine for lobster. Then had a history tour of Portland from my grandma. And then went out to dinner at Leeward's. And then the next morning went to a cute coffee cafe called Bread and Friends.